So, again, today we're just working on, enhancing how we solve with matrices, all that fun stuff. Tomorrow you have a formative, and you have homework due tomorrow. I believe it is whatever you want to call it. Monday is going to be a review day. Wednesday of next week, Valentine's Day, is the test. Okay? Alright? So let's get into solving with matrices again, refreshing from yesterday. There is our system of equations. Okay? 2x minus y equals negative 2. X plus 2y equals 4. Step number 1 says that we need to convert that into a matrix equation. What would the matrix equation be for that system? So a 2 by 2? 2, negative 1, 1 and 2 you said? Okay, next one. X and y. Vertically, right? And then equals vertically again, right? Okay. With me on that. You guys do this one. Okay. Then it says we need to find the inverse of the coefficient matrix. So that's the 2 by 2. So what's the first thing that we have to do when we're finding the inverse of the coefficient matrix? We're going to find the determinant. Okay. So what is the determinant of my 2 by 2? You want to change it from negative 6? What do you want to change it to? Positive 5? I like positive 5 much more than I like negative 6.
I said positive 6.
Oh, okay. Right. Then positive 6. Which is why I didn't react to the 6. Gotcha. I understand. Okay. So then what is the inverse matrix? Starts with a fraction. 1 over 5. Love it. Now, do you want to go left to right, top to bottom, or do you want to go switches and negatives? Left to right? Okay, so give it to me. 2, 1, negative 1, 2. Love it. Yep. Okay. Then we said, now I got to scroll down here because my spacing for some reason got off by a little bit. Then we said that we are going to multiply that inverse matrix by the numbers matrix. So that's going to be then, we're going to make this be just our variables, because when I multiply by the inverse, the 2 by 2 goes away, is going to equal, and I have to put my inverse first, because order matters when multiplying matrices, and then I got to multiply that by the number. Okay. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 1 times 14 is 14. Negative 14 plus 14 is 10. Negative 1 times negative 2 is 2. 2 times 14 is 28. 2 plus 28 is 30. So then we get the matrix XY is equal to the matrix 2, 6. Yes? Okay. And then lastly, we need to put that into point form. So our point form would be 2, 6. And then, I thought I put this at the bottom, but apparently I did not. Anyway, I tell you. Two times 2 is 4. Minus 6 is negative 2. And negative 2 is equal to negative 2. 2 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 plus 12 is 14. Checks out. There's that. Yeah. You now go for that. So the trick in this one is, yes, it is 2x plus y equals 0 on the first one. But the other trick is that it is really x minus 3y equals negative 7 on the bottom one. Okay? Or negative x plus 3y equals positive 7 on the bottom. We got to write it so that it's in x, y equals number 4. Okay? So then, I'm going to have 2, 1, 1, negative 3. I'm going to have x and y. And I'm going to have 0 and negative 7. There. So then I'm going to find the determinant. And that's going to be 2 times negative 3 minus 1 times 1. That's going to be negative 6 minus 1, which is negative 7. So my inverse matrix is going to be 1 over negative 7 times negative 3, negative 1, negative 1, 2. So then x and y are now going to equal 1 over negative 7, negative 3, negative 1, negative 1, 2, and 0, negative 7. So that's going to be negative 3 times 0 minus 1 times negative 7. That's going to be negative 1 times 0 plus 2 times negative 7. going to be positive 7. That's going to be negative 14. So I get negative 1 and 2. Which then, if I put in point form, so then that would be negative 2 plus 2 is 0. That one checks out. This is going to be 2 times, or 3 times 2 is 7, or 6, minus negative 1 is 7. 7 is equal to 7. That one checks out. So there it is. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? Now, the one thing that we didn't talk about with solving our matrices is the special cases of infinite solutions, no solutions. In those cases, the value of your determinant is going to be 0. That's how you know that you're in a special case. Okay? Because when you go here, you get if you got a 0 here for your determinant, if you got a 0 right there for your determinant, then you would have a 0 down here, which means you would have 1 over 0, and that would be a you can't do it case. Okay? So then you got to go back and you got to say to yourself, is it a no solutions or is it an infinite solutions case? In both of them, the slopes are going to be the same, but the y-intercepts are going to be different in the no solution versus infinite solution. So you got to go back and look at the ones. Okay? That's the downfall with matrices. You can't tell right away which one it is. You got to go back and you got to do some inspection. Okay? That is all that I have for you today. You have the remaining time to make sure that you get your round worksheet done. You also have the remaining time to make sure you have all your other stuff done in preparation for tomorrow's formative, preparation for next week's test. Tomorrow after the formative, you will also be getting next week's homework, which will be the Unit 6 review homework. We're giving it to you early tomorrow so you have all week. Okay? That's all I got.